Good morning. My name is Alejandro Arias Esparza, and I am the Environmental Management Analyst with the Department of Public Works and Utilities. I am here with Captain Ake with the Wichita Fire Department. We do ask that you post any questions you may have about the burn ban down below in the comments, and we will address them at the end of the broadcast. Ake, thank you for joining us.
All right. Thank you, Alejandro. As you're well, today is April 1st, and that means April means no burning in Wichita. So with that, in years past, the Wichita Fire Department has and is enforcing the burn ban for the month of April. Starting April 1st today, no new burn permits are going to be issued, and all previously issued burn permits are going to be suspended till May 1st. This also includes live fire training is going to be suspended during the month of April.
Yeah, and just for some context, the plan was implemented to address concerns that smoke from the Flint Hills, agricultural burning during April, impacts urban areas by significantly increasing ozone levels, as well as particulate matter levels, and specifically in the Wichita and Kansas City areas. And if I'm not wrong, the ban is important to ensure we maintain good air quality. As we know, bad air quality does have some public health concerns, and it does bring with it economic concerns as well for the city of Wichita. Just from restrictions that come from the Environmental Protection Agency.
And when we look at this, this burn ban does not include outdoor and cooking appliances. It doesn't include ceremonial fires or open burning for the purpose of crop, range, pasture, and wildlife or watershed management. So those wouldn't be included. The state regulations were implemented in response to the Kansas Flint Hills Smoke Management Plan. And we also want to tell people during the high winds, it also impacts burning. And as a reminder, we urge people to restrict burning during high windy days.
Of course. And with that, we will take any questions or answer any questions that were sent to us prior to this. Megan?
Hi. How long does the burn ban last?
The month of April.
All right. And is this because our air quality is bad?
Not necessarily. It's actually intended to prevent that. Wichita has had great air quality over the last few years. We just want to make sure we keep it that way. So as we move forward with these kind of ideas, we just want to make sure that we maintain that and we continue on with such great air quality.
Why was the ban originally put into place?
So the ban was put into place to address the concern that burning in the Flint Hills area during the month of April, and just to try to adhere and make sure that that smoke, along with our own smoke, doesn't create a bad air quality for Wichita.
And what are the consequences if you're caught burning something that you're not supposed to?
And one of the consequences could be a citation that we would issue. And with that citation, it's a mandatory court appearance, and then the judge would decide what the penalty would be.
And could that penalty be a fine? Or
Depending upon what the judge decides, it could be a fine or jail time.
Okay, perfect. We do have a question from Facebook. Why is agricultural burning not included in the ban?
Would you like to address that?
As far as that's part of the plan effect, so it doesn't affect farmers if they're going to burn off their crops as part of the the watershed management plan also.
All right. And what defines a ceremonial fire?
I guess that's up to interpretation, as the captain had mentioned. So just anything that constitutes maybe a religious procedure or any kind of deal like that. It's really up to the person that's, for example, if they get caught by WFD, it's up to that person to evaluate the situation and make sure that they take proper steps to identify it.
Perfect. And can residents still barbecue outside?
Yes. That's actually not part of the mandate. Any kind of cooking apparatus can still be used.
What about fire pits or chimeneas?
Those would not be allowed. So if they are burning in their fire pit or chimenea, they could receive a citation.
Right. Alejandro, you talked about ozone and how the burn ban helps us reduce ozone. What happens if Wichita exceeds our allocated ozone levels?
So the standard is set by the Environmental Protection Agency, and they actually have a list of consequences that Wichita could face if we go above that ozone level as it comes down into their standards. It can range from some sort of fines. We can go into something called non-attainment, which then means that we have to follow a whole procedure of things that the city would have to stop doing. It can be something as small as we would be required to have special gasoline, which is more expensive. We can face even more fines from the federal government, or it can even restrict businesses. So we just want to make sure that we stay out of that.
How can individuals help the city reduce ozone?
Something as simple as not idling, obviously following all these April burn ban procedures, something as simple as avoiding drive-throughs or avoiding unnecessary driving when it's really hot outside, mowing your lawn before 10 a.m. or after 6 p.m. and making sure that we're just not producing more emissions producing more emissions into the air, and just making sure that we just follow these simple rules.
All right. And because of the agricultural burning around our community, sometimes we do have higher levels of ozone. What can sensitive populations do on those high ozone days?
So sensitive populations are encouraged to avoid long outside exposure, and to make sure that if you are partaking in some kind of physical exercise, that you kind of check yourself and make sure you listen to your body. If you start feeling extremely tired and you suffer from something as asthma, please take a break. And just if the air quality is bad, and we will make sure to let you know if it is, just make sure that you avoid outside exposure.
All right, and I think that's all the questions we have.
Alrighty, thank you.
Thank you.